Assalamu alaikum dear students. In this video I will discuss the meaning, scope and characteristics of educational research. The first slide is about the definitions of the educational research. The first definition was given by Molle. According to Molle, educational research is the systematic application of the scientific method for solving educational problems. Let's break down this statement further. There are three key words in this definition: systematic application, scientific method, and solving educational problems. First of all, I will discuss what is the meaning of systematic application in educational research. Systematic application involves carefully planning and designing research studies, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing conclusions based on evidence. You can simply say that educational research follows a structured and organized approach. The research process is conducted in a systematic and methodical manner to ensure reliability and validity of the findings. While scientific method refers to the systematic approach used in scientific inquiry, it involves formulating research questions or hypotheses, designing experiments or studies, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing conclusions based on evidence. In educational research, the scientific method helps researchers to investigate educational phenomena objectively and make evidence-based claims. The last key word is solving educational problems. You can simply say that the primary goal of educational research is to address and solve educational problems or challenges. These problems can range from issues related to teaching and learning, curriculum development, student performance, education policies, and more. We can say that by conducting research, educators and researchers aim to identify effective solutions, improve educational practices, and enhance student outcomes. So, to conclude, we can say that by applying the scientific method systematically, educational researchers can gather empirical evidence and generate knowledge that contributes to the understanding and improvement of the educational process and outcomes. It helps bridge the gap between theory and practice by providing evidence based solutions to educational problems. This was the concept of Molle definition. The next definition was given by Travers. Travers thinks that educational research is the activity for developing science of behavior in educational institutions. It allows the educator to achieve his goals effectively. Let's explore this statement further. The first keyword is developing science of behavior. Educational research aims to contribute to the development of scientific behavior in educational context. It seeks to investigate and explore various factors that influence behavior, such as teaching methods, learning environments, motivation, and cognitive process. By conducting research, educators can gain insight into how behavior manifests in educational settings and how it can be effectively influenced and guided. Clear? Now, the next key word of this definition is educational institutions. Educational research specifically focuses on studying behavior within the context of education. This can include classrooms, schools, educational institutions, and other learning environments. The researcher may examine various aspects of educational situations such as instructional practices, student-teacher interactions, assessment methods, and curriculum design. By understanding behavior in this specific context, educators can develop strategies and interventions to enhance teaching and learning experiences. Clear? The last keyword of this definition is achieving goals effectively. Travers suggests that educational research enables educators to achieve their goal effectively. You can simply say that by studying behavior and understanding the underlying factors, educators can make informed decisions and implement evidence based practices that align with their objectives. For example, if an educator's goal is to improve student engagement, educational research can provide insights into effective instructional strategies or interventions that promote engagement. By implementing these strategies, educators can work towards achieving their goals in a more effective and efficient manner. In summary, according to Travers, educational research is a valuable activity that contributes to the development of the science of behavior in educational situations. It allows educators to gain a deeper understanding of behavior within educational context and use that knowledge to achieve their goals effectively. The next definition was given by Whitney. According to this definition, educational research aims at finding out solution of educational problems by using scientific philosophical method. The first key word of this definition is finding solution to educational problems according to Whitney. These problems can include various aspects such as teaching and learning methods, curriculum design, student performance, education policies, and more. Educational researchers investigate these problems systematically to generate evidence based solutions that can improve educational practices and outcomes. The second keyword is scientific philosophical method. So you can simply say that this approach combines element of both scientific inquiry and philosophical reasoning. Scientific inquiry involves using systematic and rigorous methods to gather data, analyze evidence, and draw conclusions, while philosophical reasoning, on other hand, involves critically examining underlying assumptions, values, and theories that influence educational practices. You can simply infer that by utilizing the scientific philosophical method, educational researchers integrate empirical evidence with philosophical reflection to inform their research inquiries, design appropriate methodologies, and interpret their findings. They adopt scientific methods such as data collection, analysis, and statistical techniques to ensure objectivity and reliability. At the same time, they engage in philosophical reflection to critically analyze the educational phenomena, theories, and values underlying their research. By combining these approaches, educational research can provide a comprehensive understanding of educational problems and propose solutions that are grounded in both empirical evidence and philosophical reasoning. It allows researchers to explore the underlying philosophical assumptions and implications of their findings, contributing to a deeper understanding of educational phenomena and guiding effective decision making in the field of education. In summary, according to Whitney, educational research aims to find solutions to educational problems by employing the scientific philosophical method. It involves a combination of scientific inquiry and philosophical reflection to generate evidence based solutions that improve educational practices and outcomes. So simply we can say that educational research is to solve educational problems in systematic and scientific manner. It is to understand, explain, predict and control human behavior. This was the concept of educational research. The next heading is the characteristics of educational research. The first characteristic is it is highly purposeful. You can simply say that a purposeful research study ensures clarity of objectives, relevance of outcomes, optimization of resources, ethical considerations, and potential impact and application. You can say that a purposeful research study will be meaningful and absolutely it will meaningful, valuable, and beneficial to both the scientific community and society as a whole. The word SLEER shows its characteristics: systematic, logical, empirical, reductive, and replicable. Systematic research ensures that the study is conducted in a step-by-step manner, allowing for the collection of accurate and reliable data. You can simply say that it follows a structured and organized approach involving carefully planned procedures and methodologies. Educational research is guided by logical reasoning. Researchers formulate research questions or hypotheses based on existing theories, concepts, or observation. Logical reasoning helps to ensure that the research process is aligned with established principles and knowledge. Educational research is also empirical, meaning it relies on evidence, obtained through direct observation or experimentation. You can simply say that the data collected are based on real-world experiences and observations, allowing researchers to draw conclusions grounded in empirical evidence. Educational research is also reductive, which means it aims to break down complex educational phenomena into smaller, more manageable components. You can simply say that by breaking down the complex nature of education, researcher can identify specific relationships, patterns, or causes that can help inform educational practices. Educational research is also replicable. Education research should be replicable, meaning that the other researcher should be able to reproduce or replicate the study to validate its finding. You can simply say that replication helps establish the reliability and validity of research findings, strengthening the overall body of knowledge in the field of education. The third point of the educational research is word movie show its characteristics: mathematical precision, objectivity, verifiability, impartiality, and expertness. Educational research often involves quantitative methods and statistical analysis, so we can say that it includes mathematical precision. While objectivity in educational research presents information without personal bias or subjective interpretation, verifiability is also an essential characteristic of educational research. It implies that research findings should be capable of verified by other researchers or through replication of the study. While impartiality refers to the absence of prejudice in educational research, researchers aim to approach their studies without favoring any particular perspective or outcome. On the other hand, educational research requires expertise in the field of study. Researchers should possess a thorough understanding of a subject matter, theories, and relevant methodologies. So, to conclude, we can say that by incorporating these characteristics, movie educational research can uphold high standards of scientific inquiry. Now, the next point is it deals with educational problems regarding students and teachers as well. Clear? Now, the next point is it attempts to organize data quantitatively and qualitatively to arrive at statistical inference. Clear? Now, the next characteristic is it discovers new facts in new perspective. It generates new knowledge. It is based on some philosophical theory. It depends on researchers' ability and experience for its interpretation and conclusions. It needs interdisciplinary approach for solving educational problems. These were the some important characteristics of educational research. The most important characteristics were SLEED and movie. Now the next slide is about the scope of the educational research. The next slide is about the scope of educational research. The scope of educational research is broad and includes various aspects related to teaching, learning, and educational system. It involves the systematic investigation and study of educational theories, practices, policies, and outcomes to improve educational process and outcomes. Here are some key areas within the scope of educational research. The first area is teaching and learning. Educational research focuses on understanding how people learn and how teaching methods can be optimized to enhance learning outcomes. It explores instructional strategies, curriculum development, assessment techniques, and the use of technology in education. The second area is educational psychology. This area of research examines the psychological factors that influence learning and educational process. It investigates topics such as motivation, cognition, memory, intelligence, social and emotional development, and individual differences among learners. The next area is educational policy and planning. Research in this domain explores the development, implementation, and evaluation of education policies and reforms. It examines the impact of policies on educational equity, access, funding, governance, accountability, and the organization of educational system. The next area is educational technology. With the increasing use of technology in education, research focuses on the integration of technology into teaching and learning. It explores the effectiveness of educational software, online learning platform, multimedia tools, virtual reality, and other technological innovations in enhancing educational experiences. The next area is special education and inclusion. This area of research examines the education of students with disabilities and special needs. It focuses on developing effective strategies for inclusive education, individualized education program, assistive technologies, and support system for students with diverse learning requirements. Clear? The next area is teacher education and professional development. Research in this domain explores the preparation, development, and support of teacher. It examines effective teacher training methods, professional development programs, teacher retention, and the impact of teacher quality on student outcomes. The next area is higher education. Educational research extends to study of colleges and universities. It investigates issues related to access, affordability, student success, academic programs, institutional policies, and the role of higher education in society. The next area is multicultural education. This area of research focuses on promoting cultural diversity, inclusion, and social justice in educational settings. As well as you know that inclusive education refers to an educational approach that aims to provide equal access and opportunities for all students regardless of their diverse abilities, backgrounds, or characteristics. While multicultural education recognizes and values the diverse cultural backgrounds and experiences of students, it will include various cultural backgrounds like religions and languages. You can simply say that it explores the development of cultural responsive teaching practices, multicultural curriculum design, and experiences of marginalized groups in education. Marginalized groups means to provide social justice, to examine issues related to race, socioeconomic status, gender, sexuality, and disabilities. The next area is educational leadership and administration. Research in this domain examines effective leadership and management practices in educational institutions. It explores topics such as school leadership, educational governance, policy implementation, organization culture, and impact of leadership on student achievement. The scope of educational research is very wide. It includes other areas like individual differences, in which a teacher teaches according to the capacity of students. It also includes quality of education area, in which usually research is needed to increase the quality of education. It also includes another area changing concept of education, which includes distance, non-formal, informal education. It also includes the area of high dropout rate, in which factors of dropout are explored. It also includes high population rate, in which provision of facilities for large population are rated. It also includes low socio-economic status, in which you can say that research is used to enhance low socio-economic you can say that status for poor. It also includes different areas like vocational development, like economics of education, which deals with the study of increasing budget. You can also say that the scope of educational research is very wide. It also includes educational administration, it includes effectiveness of teaching method, it includes educational assessment, it includes curriculum development. It also studies changing the social attitude, which includes healthy lifestyle, social and emotional skills. So we can say that the scope of educational research is very wide. In this video, I discussed the definitions of educational research, characteristics of educational research, and the need and scope of educational research. In the next video, I will discuss the steps in educational research. Like my videos and subscribe my channel.